Kanye West doubling down on his support for Trump. I mean, I love it because Trump is getting mainstream appeal now, particularly in black circles. And the left is like, what do we do? How do we stop them? Lynch them! I mean, they are terrified that they are losing their precious black stronghold. Kanye West, red-pilled. Jim Brown, red-pilled. Tiger Woods, he's getting there. And 36% black support for Trump, according to a poll. I guarantee you the left is freaking out over this. So you guys may have seen this video going around the web of Kanye West reaffirming that he is still, in fact, a Trump supporter.
He wants to be the greatest president, and he knows that he can't be the greatest president without the acceptance of the black community.
And the president's support in the black community keeps going up. Rasmussen says it's at 36%. Now, 36%, I don't know, 36% sounds a little high to me. It's hard to believe that more than one in every 3 black people is a Trump supporter, but we all know how trustworthy these excellent polls are. I mean, I really honestly haven't even trusted a single poll since the 2016 election because they were all so wrong. But the reality is support among blacks for Trump is absolutely going up. I mean, you can just feel it. He's already won more of the black vote than any other recent Republican presidential contender, and now you have a number of high-profile, outspoken blacks saying it's okay to be a right-winger or at least a Trump supporter. But you want to know the people who drive me nuts? It's the ones who are like, actually, Kanye West isn't actually a true conservative. Yeah, no crap. No one thinks Kanye West is Thomas Sowell. Madonna's not exactly a profound liberal theorist either. But she puts on the pussy hat and hates America, and liberals are like, come aboard. And you know what? These young teenagers, they see her, they see that, and they think, well, I like Madonna, so if she says we need to blow up the White House, then maybe we do. But let me look into this. Let me find out more about these issues she's talking about. And what it does is it brings new people into their movement, and we need more people. Yet we can't figure out why the conservative movement didn't have any appeal beyond the quarters of 3 think tanks. Movements are coalitions. Would I elect Kanye West to office? No. Am I happy to have him as an ally on certain stuff? Absolutely. And the fact that he's saying things that any reasonable conservative agrees with is important.
I know black people that voted for Trump that was scared to say that they did out loud. That's some 1984 thought control. I think wearing the hat was a statement of bravery and to not be in control and programmed, that as a people we have to have a monolithic thought, because if we have a monolithic thought we are easily controlled and could also possibly be easily eliminated.
Now that's an important point. You say eliminated? That's a little cuckoo. Well, it's happened before. Now we're nowhere close to that today, of course, but there is a reason that people like me feel so passionately about fighting against groupthink, and the reason is because we all know what the end of that road looks like, right? And it's very ugly. We all know what it looks like when people are too scared to think for themselves and too afraid to stand up for what they believe is right. Because in 1933 Germany, too many people were like, well, I guess everyone else is doing it. Look, they're all happy. They're putting their hand up. I guess everyone else is doing the salute. I'm just going to do it too. And not enough people stood up and said, this is wrong. I mean, look at them. They're all on the bench just doing what everyone else tells them to do. And that is exactly how you got this, 1943 Germany and the Holocaust. Today, there are crazy things happening that we're forced to accept as normal, and you're not allowed to speak out against it because the smart set says it'll make you a bigot or it'll make you a hate monger. And when Kanye West comes out against groupthink and in favor of individual liberty and in favor of entrepreneurship and in favor of a Republican president, we shouldn't discount it just because he hasn't read Milton Friedman or can't quote Hayek verbatim. When Kanye West says something that I disagree with, I will be the first person to say that he's wrong. He has, and I have. But when support for Trump among black males doubles after Kanye comes out in favor of him, we'd be so stupid to reject him from the movement if we ever want to get any more of the measly portion of the black vote we've been getting or ever win elections ever again. Now, more high-profile blacks are coming out in favor of Trump. Just the other day, Tiger Woods said this.
Well, he's the president of the United States, and you have to respect the office. And no matter who's in the office, you may dislike the personality or the politics, but we all must respect the office.
And here's what Pro Football Hall of Famer Jim Brown said about the president.
I find myself really pulling for the president. Now, that will make me very unpopular in the black community, very unpopular with a lot of Americans. But I think that there are certain good things that are coming out of this presidency because we've never seen anything like it.
More and more people of color are realizing, I don't care if it's unpopular, I'm going to do the right thing, because I can't see more black people working than ever before in history, and I can't see a booming economy and not get behind that. And that has the left losing it. Their attacks don't even make sense anymore. They're like, look, Ron DeSantis is a racist because he used the word monkey. So? Well, don't you think that all black people look like monkeys? No, but good to know what you think about us. Or they're like, Trump is a racist because he's attacking the all-black Antifa. What? Antifa's not even a little all-black, bro. So they're just making things up because for decades, portraying the Republican Party as racist has been their playbook. And now that blacks are starting to realize that they're just full of it, they are grasping at straws, trying to come up with examples out of thin air. The left's accusations of racism are just getting wilder and wilder because they see themselves losing power. And they know their policies don't actually work anymore, and they're not smart enough to come up with new ways to keep control over black people. Now, for years, the conventional wisdom has been, if you want to get the minorities, you have to moderate your message because, conservative policies are scary. So you have to be open to amnesty, you have to be more sympathetic to government programs because that's what the minorities like. You need to be more like Jeb and sprinkle your language with some Espanol. No, we are bringing in minorities with a solid right-wing America First agenda because, as I've always said, if you want to bring more people into the movement, you do it through conservatism. And that's the left's worst nightmare because if you happen to have, the great misfortune of going over to the right, they at least want you to be a squish whom they can still manipulate. Think Michael Steele, a responsible, moderate black who attacks people like the evil Rush Limbaugh for being way too extreme. But the only thing worse for them than a minority who's left the plantation is one who actually believes in the message.